Intimidation is another tactic on the power and control wheel. And this particular tactic walks with him wherever he is in the home with the family. It's generated by the violence that he's used in the past, how he's instilled fear in the family due to other behaviors. It could be kicking the dog. It could be actual slapping his wife or his children. But the intimidation piece of it is really linked to his ability to overcome anybody else's resistance in the home for what he wants to have happen. And sometimes it even plays out in ways where he doesn't intend it. So, for example, he's in the kitchen and he's just reaching into a cabinet to get a plate. And he reaches up and opens that cabinet, and she's standing near. She may flinch because she doesn't know if that gesture means that she's going to get hit or if he's actually just going into the cabinet. That's how that intimidation works. It can be something as subtle as a stare across the room, or it can be something where he's actually in her face, screaming, threatening, using threatening gestures that he's going to be violent to get her to submit. So, without intimidation, it's very difficult for him to achieve some of the things that he wants in the house. Like, say, if he wants a clean house, he's not going to beat somebody typically every time he wants a clean house. What he's going to use is intimidation. That's where he's going to begin. So he's going to get in her face, he's going to tell her what she's doing wrong, and he's going to do it in a way where she understands there's no way to overcome what force he may use to get her to submit. So then at that point, as a woman, she's standing there thinking, all right, do I want to do it this time and just avoid the consequence? Do I want to leave because this kind of thing is never going to end? Or is today a day where I'm going to draw a line and I'm going to push back? And these are the only options you really have working with somebody who believes they get to dominate you. And this domination not only includes what he wants his partner to do, but also what he wants his kids to do. So he becomes the main disciplinarian for the children. And how he does that is way more severe than typically what kind of discipline the mother dishes out. And so when she comes into a room by herself and the kids are doing something they're not supposed to, the struggle she has is that she tells them to stop and they just ignore her because she really isn't the reference point for consequence in the home. He's now established himself as one. And the real crazy-making frustration that women talk about is that they do everything they can to parent their children, guide them in a direction, get ignored, and then he sees this and blames her for being a bad parent because when he does it, they listen. When she doesn't, they don't. And what he's blind to is that he's taken literally her ability to parent from her by making him such a threat in the house and using intimidation to get his way, both with her and with the children.